two guys who worked in the public sector, but then their jobs were under attack. They decided that enough was enough and continued to work those jobs. But now they have a podcast too. You ready for advice you didn't ask for and opinions nobody wants to hear? Maybe stick around and play some games, and if you're lucky, have a couple of laughs. They have two brain cells that are both desperately fighting for third. This is the Fighting for Third podcast with your hosts, Robbie and Zach.
I hate to start an episode like this.
Okay.
But it needs to be done.
Okay. You're quitting.
I'm not quitting.
I'm doing this show by myself.
It's so much worse than that.
Oh.
I went to BordenDairy.com.
Oh boy. Yeah.
They have a find a product.
Yep.
Not even close to us.
Knightstown.
I didn't even see Knightstown.
Oh, they took Knightstown.
Knightstown's gone. Closest thing, Cincinnati.
Yeah. It's big in Ohio.
Yeah. They said.
There was at one time, there was a Knightstown apparently. I never went there to get it, but because I'm not going to Knightstown.
I'm not going to Knightstown either.
Although I've driven through Knightstown sometimes, but...
So, I am sorry to start the episode on a sour note.
But when they sponsor us, they'll send us Borden's chocolate milk anyway.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Borden's, now's the time.
I'm sure they're one of the 15 people who listen to this.
Absolutely.
I'm sure one of those 15 people have connections to Borden.
Absolutely.
Maybe Wichita.
Wichita. Maybe not Wichita.
I don't know. Borden's probably out of Ohio.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, we did have some Cleveland listeners, but I think I know who those are. And notice they didn't come back.
Well, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's okay, though. Shout out to the guy in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
8 episodes in one day. Good for him.
Oh, boy, that's, like 6 hours?
6 hours or so, yeah.
Well, it's probably actually about 8 hours.
Yeah, probably is closer to 8. So, shout out to him. Thank you.
Yeah, he binging.
One day.
I mean, technically, how do we know if it's a listen or a download? Because it just says download.
I think it's all the same.
Okay, well. Also, we're averaging about 3 new listeners per episode.
That's good.
According to our thing.
Let's keep this up.
Yeah.
New listeners every episode. To you guys, I only got one thing to say. And it's going to take a second because my soundboard just went away. Here we go.
Oh.
Thank you.
That sounds about the same number of our listeners clapping.
Yeah, exactly right. That's right.
Those are the 15 listeners
That's
that,
right.
that are clapping.
We should say, This is Fighting for Third.
It is.
I'm your host, Robbie, with my co-host,
Zach.
And once again, thanks for being here.
Did you know, you know what I've noticed? We might have already talked about this, but I'm going to talk about it again anyway. So, I commute.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've noticed is people seem to have gotten worse at driving.
Yeah.
There was an event that happened about 5 years ago. We don't need to bring it up.
But the world may have...
And apparently during that time, people forgot how to drive.
Yeah, we have talked about this.
Okay. It infuriates me because...
Well, and it's not getting any better, unfortunately.
It is not. People just can't drive.
I'm just on the road and...
Oh, brother,
Yep.
this guy stinks!
That's me, the whole time.
Yep.
My wife said she got behind someone on her way to work today. The speed limit is 40 on the road she was on. They were doing 15. 1-5.
Oh boy, nope. Not
Yeah.
doing that.
She tried to go around them, like in one of the neighborhood cutout things.
Mhm.
They sped up. I'd have been so mad.
That person knows what they were doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Also,
They're just out there being a menace.
another thing I noticed, a lot of times the bad drivers always go into a Goodwill. I don't know.
Why do they do
I
that?
don't know.
That's true.
I don't know if it's a correlation or causation, but I don't know if you're a bad driver because you go to Goodwill, or if Goodwill makes you a bad driver.
Maybe it's both.
Maybe it's both. I don't know.
It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, but
You're right. I never thought about that. They
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, well, there's like a Goodwill right by our house, so literally turning down it every time the person's driving super slow, turn into Goodwill almost every time.
I've never seen a good driver, other than myself, of course, pull into a Goodwill.
Yeah, Goodwill. I haven't shopped at Goodwill in a long time. I almost said I've never been to a Goodwill. I have been to a Goodwill.
We've all been to a Goodwill. I don't frequent them, but sometimes you can find some fun stuff in there.
Yeah, you found a $3 Phoenix Coyotes jersey.
Yeah, that's a vintage bet. Yeah, that was a great
That's probably
find.
back when Wayne Gretzky coached them.
it's probably before that.
Ooh.
Like, it was a long time ago.
Now they're the Utah Mammoth.
They are the Utah Mammoth, which...
Their logo looks cool.
I was about to say, if
Yep.
you've seen the logo, it does look pretty awesome.
I still hate them, though, for what they did to beat the Coyotes. But
Yeah, The whole state of Arizona did dirty on that one.
Yep. I feel bad for the guy who owned the Coyotes. Now owns the name only, I guess.
Yeah. What's he gonna do with that? I still got the name, I guess.
Prevent other people from using it, I suppose.
That's an option. Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a new movie coming out soon, which brought up the idea, a topic.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Zootopia 2.
No, I actually did see that was coming out.
Yeah,
but
low-key excited about that one.
I'll say it. Wasn't a big fan of the first one.
Oh, wow, that's a hot take right there.
I know. I was thinking of Lilo and Stitch, the live action remake.
Yeah, that's coming out too.
And so it made me think about what is an underrated Disney movie, both animated and live action.
So I've actually been thinking about this for the last couple days, and I've come to my conclusions.
Okay.
What do you want first?
Do animated.
The most underrated animated Disney movie is Big Hero 6.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love that movie. It's so good.
Mine's actually Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch is good, but I would argue it's appropriately rated. I feel like people like Lilo and Stitch.
No, I mean people like Stitch. That's right. But my other one is a very old one, The Fox and the Hound.
That's a good movie. You're right. That might be a better answer.
Yeah,
that's a good movie.
I love The Fox and the Hound.
Also, Aristocats.
Oh yeah,
that's a good movie too.
Apparently, it's got some issues.
Yeah,
cultural issues.
Yeah,
but
they may have. Big Walt may have been a teensy bit racist.
Yeah. And he never mind. I'm not. We don't need to go down.
We don't need to. There's nothing funny down that road, brother.
No, we don't need to go there. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to Lilo and Stitch live action.
I am.
I don't usually like their live action movies.
The guy who chases him, what's his name?
Gantu.
Thank you. He's not going to be in it.
I saw the trailers and other stuff, and I didn't think he was in it.
He's not.
No.
That's a misstep.
Do you know who's playing Jumba?
I don't.
Zach Galifianakis.
I actually did know that. Yeah. Hilarious. He's going to be so funny.
Apparently, it's getting some decent reviews. Apparently, they say it's pretty good.
I'm sure it is. Is it already out?
It comes out Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, Friday when we're recording this. Depending on when you're listening to it, it may already be out.
It may or no. Well, maybe.
It depends.
We are batch recording, so we'll see when this bad boy comes out.
Yeah. May 23rd is when it comes out.
May 23rd. Current date. Well, we're not going to talk about the current date because it's embarrassing.
I mean, that's not the movie that I'm going to go look. I'm going to go see this weekend. But
what are you going to see?
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, of course. It does look good. The new Mission Impossible.
Except it's 2 hours and 49 minutes.
That's tough. That's a tough runtime.
Yeah, that's almost 3 hours.
That's if you add up, if you compare Tom Cruise's height to the runtime of that movie, Tom Cruise is way shorter than the runtime.
That's true.
He's not a tall guy.
No, he's going to have to run extra hard to make up for it.
He sure is.
But he'll do it.
I saw there's a scene of him on a plane.
Oh, yeah. Looks cool.
By the way, would you ever do that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, same. If that thing breaks, it's over.
Yep, not even going to think about it.
That scares the heck out of me.
It's literally like, Tom Cruise is like, I could probably die doing that. Let's do it. Apparently there's a thing, there's a stunt involving the plane that the director wanted him to do, and Tom Cruise was like, I can't do that. He just kept saying, yeah, you can't do that. And Tom Cruise was like, no, it's physically impossible to do that. So he made the director get on the plane and try it.
Oh, God. If Tom Cruise is saying you can't do it, you can't do it.
There's one of them where he breaks his ankle, and you see, it's in the movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one
I don't know which one it is.
He's running, he's jumping buildings, and he breaks his ankle, and it actually happened, and they left it in the movie.
I love those little Easter eggs of when things get into the movie that weren't supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Like in Lord of the Rings, when he kicks the helmet.
Yep.
And also, I think it's the first one where they throw the sword or the arrow or whatever, and he swings the sword and knocks it out.
Yeah.
That also apparently was
not supposed to happen.
Yeah. It slipped out of the guy. It slipped out of the person's hand, and he just swung his sword.
That's so cool to me.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
What about your underrated live action Disney movie?
So this one was a little bit harder because I think all of the remakes are not so great.
Jungle Book's pretty good.
Jungle Book is good.
That's probably the only one.
I was actually going to say Jungle Cruise.
Ooh,
that's my answer.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a great movie.
That is a good movie.
I know people are kind of hit and miss on The Rock.
I think he's a good movie star. I don't think he's a good actor. He's entertaining to watch, but I don't think he's an actor.
And in Jungle Cruise, he was an action star.
Yeah. My only problem with that movie is it's very Pirates of the Caribbean. It seems very similar to Pirates of the Caribbean.
It is a little bit.
Especially towards the end.
Yeah, for sure, towards the end.
But
it was a good movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
I was going to say, I thought about saying Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't think those are
But
underrated. Though.
that was the conclusion I came to.
Although, I mean, people do not like the fourth or the fifth one. That
Really?
Yeah, like the one with Blackbeard and
Yeah. I think those are good too, though.
I think that one's underrated because I think it's actually pretty good.
I think they're all good. I don't think any of them are bad. My favorite is probably the second one.
Ooh, I like the third
Or the
one.
first one.
I like the third one.
First three are all solid.
Yeah, all three of them.
All three.
My only problem with the second one is it sets up the third one, so it doesn't really have a definitive end necessarily.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like part ones of movies. Although I do notice that they've started going away with that. Because the new Mission Impossible is technically supposed to be part 2.
Yeah.
And they just dropped off the part 1 from the other one and just changed the name of this one.
Yeah.
Apparently people are against part 1s now.
I don't mind a part 1 if I know going into it that it's supposed to be 2 parts.
Like if I'm ranking a movie, I never give it 5 stars if it's a part 1.
Oh, it's automatically docked.
Yeah,
Do you
because
go a full star or a half star?
I'll do a full star. It depends.
Okay.
Now, there's an exception to that, and that is technically Infinity War is technically part 1.
Oh,
Avengers
yeah.
Infinity, and it's it's 5 stars. That movie's probably the best Marvel movie
That's fair.
of all of them.
Well, the last Harry Potter movie, or book, I should say, is in 2 parts.
Yep. I think those are the only 2 movies I have not seen.
Really?
Yep.
They're
Seen all the
good.
other ones.
They're good.
Seen all the other ones. My underrated live action movie. I'm probably gonna get a lot of crap for this, but I'll say it.
Say it.
The Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
All right.
I know it's got Armie Hammer in it, which again, going back to my hot take, which is we should separate art from artists.
There you go. There you go.
It's also got Johnny Depp in it, who's apparently very
Okay, so I was
polarizing.
talking about Johnny Depp the other day.
Apparently very polarizing right now.
And why?
Because he may or may not have been equally at fault with Amber Heard.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that. I
think
do
that's
like
it.
Johnny Depp,
I
though.
think that's it, though. I think that's literally it. Because first, Disney fired him, so he wasn't going to do the new Pirates.
Right.
But now he might do the new Pirates.
Now he might do it,
So,
and he should. That's where I stand on that.
I mean, do we need another one with him in it? Might not have a new pirate.
He is the pirate of the Caribbean.
But have you noticed that, like, as the movies went on, he got dumber as a character?
Absolutely.
Like, why? They made him more cartoony. Like, I don't understand it.
They really did.
Why can't he just be, like, an unlucky, like... He's kind of like a Eric Matthews on Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
If you watch the early seasons of that, he's actually kind of decent, and then he got really, really dumb.
He got really dumb.
Yeah, I don't understand why Disney wants to dumb down characters.
I don't either. Maybe it's because they're afraid of the character getting too powerful.
Like, they don't want them... Well, I mean, I would understand that on some of them, but, like, that doesn't make sense for...
Well, you don't want a pirate to be the face of Disney.
But I'm saying, but you also... He is the face of your franchise.
That's true. And
You don't
a
want him to-
successful franchise at that.
Yeah, of a movie based on a ride.
That's true. I don't know, man.
Like, why don't they make more ride movies instead of remakes? Also, my other problem with their remakes is they're remaking recent movies, like Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, we don't need to do that one yet.
The movie's only like 20 years old.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that is a long time, though.
If
And
you want to make live action remake, I'd maybe be okay with a remake of Fox and the Hound,
yeah,
depending on who's in it.
give me a... Well, they did Jungle Book. That's an old one.
That's true, and it was good.
Give me a Bambi live action.
I
I cried when I was a
I think-
child, and
I think-
I would cry as
think they're
an
doing a
adult.
Bambi live action.
Are they really?
I think they are.
Big news.
I think they are.
Really big news.
They're doing a live action Moana. That movie's literally like 5 years old.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. Have you seen Moana 2?
I have not.
It's
I'm sure.
it's Moana 1 wrapped up into a new movie.
So I'm sure it's not as good as the first one.
It was not. My niece loves it, but it's not for me. She's also
But,
a year and a half.
Also, the songs are written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. So
I'm a big Lin-Manuel Miranda fan.
my problem is his songs all sound the same. Like, you couldn't tell when he writes a song.
Yeah, kind of.
But also the same thing, before people at me, John Williams, also very similar. You can usually tell John Williams music.
Who's John Williams?
Star Wars, Jurassic Park,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Jaws.
yeah.
It's all
Okay.
trumpety.
Yeah, it's very trumpety.
Indiana Jones, it's all... You can tell.
Here's the thing about Lin, though. That's just always been his sound. So when he was in, I don't know if you knew, he was in Freestyle Love Supreme. Still, I think they're still active.
I don't know what that is.
But it's an improv freestyle group.
that
rap.
checks out. That checks out.
Yeah, and they're really good. But they've always just kind of had that sound to them.
But, like, people always are like, oh, this music is amazing. I'm like, it sounds like his other stuff he's done.
Which is amazing, to be fair.
I mean, it's good. I'm just saying it's like, it's not different.
Yeah, it's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
you could, like, I think Moana, of the recent Disney movie, has the best soundtrack.
Moana's a great soundtrack.
I liked it better than Encanto.
I do love Encanto.
I do not like Encanto.
I love Encanto.
I was not. Maybe it was too hyped for me. People were talking about how amazing it was. I'm like, it's still not as good as Moana. I don't think it's as good as the first Frozen.
I think they're all right there together, to be honest.
I don't think they are. I think Moana and Frozen are above Encanto. Also, Tangled. Tangled's a good one, too.
I never saw Tangled.
They're also doing a live-action Tangled, apparently.
That just came out, it feels
know.
like.
I mean, Tangled's also pretty good.
I haven't seen it.
I recommend it.
All right, I need to watch Tangled.
There's a lot of Pixar movies I haven't seen.
Such as?
I haven't seen Cars 3, but I don't like the first two.
I haven't seen Cars 3.
I haven't seen...
I'm going to be honest. Didn't know there was a Cars 3.
Yeah, apparently it's the best of the three, which can't be that hard, because Cars 2 is terrible.
I don't know how else to say this. I doubt that.
I mean, again, Cars 2 is a pretty low bar.
Cars 2 is bad.
I'm trying to think what else.
Cars 1, though? Ka-chow.
Yeah.
Ka-chow.
I don't really like Cars 1.
I like Cars 1.
Of all their movies, I don't know why that one got 3 movies.
I agree with that. Yeah.
There's literally other movies that they could have done multiple movies of besides Cars.
That Porsche, though. She was cute.
Oh, yeah.
For a car.
I don't remember her name, but...
Me either.
I haven't seen Wall-E.
Wall-E is great.
Apparently I'm missing out on that one. I haven't seen that one.
Wall-E's really good.
I haven't seen, like, their newer ones, like Luca.
Luca's good.
I haven't seen Inside Out 2.
Good.
Seen the first one, though. Love the first
Actually,
one.
I would order on really good.
I mean, the thing about Pixar is usually they make pretty good movies.
Pixar makes really good movies.
No.
Do you lump Disney and Pixar together?
I usually consider them separate.
Oh, okay.
Because to me, like, Disney is more of the, like, when I think of Disney, I think of, like, the 2D animation.
Yeah.
Which I know they do 3D ones, too. But, like, Wish.
Yeah.
And
Soul.
And, yeah.
No, Soul was
that's,
2D.
That's Pixar.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
good, though.
Soul's really good.
It's kind of weird that it goes like he's part of a cat for a while. That part's a little weird.
I watched that on an airplane on the way to Mexico.
One of my, which is, I guess, a hot take, but Ratatouille, not a fan.
You don't like rats cooking your food?
I just don't like the movie. I don't know why.
It's
always ranked like really high on Pixar movies, and
it's not my favorite. I think it's fine, but it's not my favorite movie.
My favorite Pixar movie is Up.
Up is really good.
I love Up.
Tough start.
Yep.
Really sad.
Yep.
Tough way to open a movie.
It's got great like one line like Kevin's a girl.
Exactly.
Like we went to a Halloween party at the Children's Museum, and somebody was dressed like Kevin, I think, and it was a girl, and I said, "Kevin's a girl." They also saw Doug Dimmadome there.
Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
Yep. Doug
I love
Dimmadome.
that. How tall was his hat?
That was pretty tall. I'm like, he was carrying it, so I don't know if he could actually wear it, but it made like cardboard.
He needs to wear it. It needs to go on his head.
I think I have a picture of him. I didn't take a picture with him. I just took a picture of him.
I think I remember that picture, now that you say
I
that.
said, look at Doug Dimmadome. Oh, Doug Dimmadome.
I hate to change the topic here, but I noticed you have a large canteen with you.
I do.
How many ounces does that bad boy have?
That's a gallon.
That's it. Yeah, it looks like it. That is a lot of water there.
Apparently, you're supposed to have a gallon of water a day.
I do drink a gallon of water a day.
So this is my at-home water bottle.
You drink the whole thing at home?
No, but like if I'm drinking water, instead of like dirtying cups now, I'm just going to use this bad boy.
Every day, I drink out of this bad boy.
I have a smaller bottle that's about that size, which obviously people can't see it because we're audio only at the moment.
Right, of course.
But it's about that size that I take to work and stuff. Mainly because this thing's super heavy to carry.
I would imagine it's a gallon of water.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, it's I like it. I'm going to use it like all summer and stuff because one thing I'm really bad about at home is I don't drink a lot of water when I'm at home.
What do you drink? Coke, tea?
Yep, Coke.
Yeah.
Bad stuff.
Bad stuff.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk. Borden's.
If I had any.
One could only wish.
I wish I had unlimited supply of Borden. I might even get a job at Borden just to get discounts.
That's not a bad move. I'll be your, I'll do some promotion or something.
And then I'll get us, I'll be in their sponsorship department. I'll sponsor our show.
Yeah, that's smart right there. I think you probably got to be in sales.
Well, probably.
Or, I don't know. Someone out there, Wichita, let us know. What part of Borden's do we need to be in?
Yeah, because I'm sure Wichita works there.
I'm sure.
I'm searching right now where the nearest Borden's is located.
Well, while you're doing that, hear ye, Are you ready for a fun fact?
I am.
Okay, here you go. You ready?
Yep.
There are parts of Africa in all 4 hemispheres.
Ooh.
Africa's huge.
It is. It's really huge. And actually, did you know that Maine is actually closer to Africa than it is to Europe?
That's crazy, too.
Yeah. Because it sticks out so far. People don't think about it, but it sticks out so
Yeah,
far.
it really does.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
There's 2 fun facts rolled into one.
That is dude fun. Oh, here's another fun fact. Hold on, let me hit the sound for you here. Here in Indiana, we have a special holiday.
We do.
It's called Race Day.
It is.
Hell yeah, brother.
We don't do Memorial Day. Well, we do.
We do. But first,
It's race day.
we do Race Day.
Yep.
And so many things can fit inside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Ooh.
It is a 2.5 mile oval.
That's why they have to do 50 laps.
That's right. No, they do 250 laps.
Yep. That's what I said.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely. So,
hey, Ricardo, edit that out.
yeah, Ricardo, go ahead and take care of that for us, buddy. So, I have a graphic here, and I'll just read it.
Yeah.
But these are the things that could fit inside of, simultaneously, by the way.
Ooh. Simultaneously.
Same time, they
Yep.
could fit inside of IMS.
Got it.
The entire Vatican City.
Ooh.
The whole thing.
The Pope.
The Pope's house.
He's from America. He might like
Chicago.
that. He probably would enjoy that.
He probably would enjoy that.
He would very much enjoy watching the Indy 500.
So, Vatican City, it's not that big, but
It's not.
pretty big.
Yep.
The Taj Mahal
Ooh, with the Vatican City?
with the Vatican City.
Okay.
Here's another racetrack for you. Churchill Downs.
Oh, in
Fits
Louisville.
yeah, that's right. Fits inside of IMS.
Hmm.
In addition to that, you can fit the Rose Bowl,
Ooh,
the stadium.
Yep.
You can fit the Roman Coliseum.
okay.
You can fit Yankee Stadium.
Oh.
Liberty Island, which is where the Statue of Liberty sits,
Mm-hmm.
and the White House.
I don't think all those would fit at the same time.
I have a picture right here that shows all could fit inside of
Okay, well.
the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
One time we were flying out of Indy, obviously, I forget where we were going. I think Florida. And flew right over the IMS, which I'd never seen from the air, so I thought it was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
And then I get there, I'm telling my in-laws about it, and they're like, they're from Ohio, so they're like, okay.
Yeah, they don't
They
care.
didn't. They didn't
don't get
understand.
it.
No, they didn't
They don't
understand
get
it. How cool it was, but I thought it was pretty cool. See the IMS.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, for those IMS's Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
That's right.
For those who are uninitiated.
Those who don't get it like we do.
I've
Oh,
never-
here you go. I found the acreage.
Okay.
So IMS is 253 acres.
Okay. That seems kind of small after all that stuff's in there.
Well, Churchill Downs is 80.
Okay.
Yankee Stadium's 15. The Rose Bowl's 10. The Coliseum is 6. The Vatican is 110. The White House is 18. The Taj Mahal is less than 1 acre. I didn't realize it was that small. And Liberty Island is 12. All that adds up to 252 acres.
So it's like 1 acre short.
You got an acre to spare.
How about that?
And
Didn't
since
know
we're in
that.
Indiana, you plant some corn in that bad boy.
You do. That's what you do with the last acre.
That's
there.
absolutely right.
An acre of corn.
I mean, it's huge. IMS is huge. There's a whole golf course inside. Or half. I think it's half of the golf course.
I guess
but-
I've never actually been. I've been by it, but I've never been in it.
Well, you said you're going to run the Mini next year,
I am.
and you will be on it, sir.
Ooh, gotta run over the bricks.
You get to kiss the bricks.
I get to kiss the bricks.
You can kiss
Sweet.
the bricks.
Do I get milk?
At the very end of the race,
Do I get chocolate?
you can get chocolate. I had chocolate.
Okay. It's probably not Borden, but it's fine.
It wasn't Borden's, but it was good. It was really good.
Oh, if it's Prairie Farm, Prairie Farm's pretty good too.
Yeah, it was Prairie Farms. And I'm going to do it next year, too.
I think
We're going to do it together.
I saw a thing. It was like for $155, which is a lot. Plus
That's a lot.
$15 fee. You can do a 3-miler in February. a
Okay.
5-miler in March? It might be March. A 10-miler in April, and then the Mini in May. I thought about doing that.
That's a lot of miles.
It is. But you're not doing them all at once.
That's true. I did 2 miles tonight before I came over here.
Yeah, so. Hey, that's 1 mile short of the first one.
Yeah.
But the first one is in February, so it's probably kind of cold.
It would be kind of cold. But when you're running, I mean,
And then when you're like thinking about like miles, you're like, that's only four laps around the track. High school track.
it is.
That's only a mile. That's not that bad. But then you actually do it. And
Then you
like,
do it. That's the issue right
You're
there.
like, oh,
yes, the doing it.
this is kind of hard.
Yeah.
I'm not digging this.
But when you're done, feels great.
Well, eventually, once your legs stop hurting.
No. But yes. But the sense of accomplishment
I would say,
is immediately there.
I do leg day at the gym sometime, and I have to. It takes me like almost a full week to recover.
I love leg day at the gym.
I can leg press 533 pounds.
Attaboy.
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, you should be.
Actually, it's more than that, but I don't know how much she added to it. So I thought I might have ruptured one of my hammies, but I'm good.
You got yourself a personal trainer?
I do.
That's really cool.
She used to be former U.S. military, so she is.
So she is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid to tell her I can't do that because I'm afraid like she's.
She's good.
So I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Even if I have to rupture something, it's fine.
Well, the good news is, if you did rupture something, she'll know how to give you the first aid till you can get to the hospital.
She also has a British accent.
That's pretty cool.
So.
Go ahead and do your best British accent.
I will not.
No, I want to hear it. The brain cells want to hear it.
The brain. Well, we haven't told them. That's what we call them now.
My bad. We now call you the brain cells.
All of our fellow listeners.
If you don't like that, you could let us know.
That's true. You can even give us a list of options and we make a poll.
Oh,
We'll make a poll.
A poll would be good.
Yeah.
So let us know. Let us know what you want to be called.
Yeah, I mean, Fighting for Third's named after 2 brain cells. So.
That's right. We got 2 of them.
Yeah.
And they're desperately fighting for third.
There. You know, we're on the topic of sports. So
Yep.
We're gonna lose some listeners. They're gonna tune out.
Listen, we like sports. What can I say?
Yeah. So, kind of current event in sports. First of all, side note, there are some experts on the AHL network that have the Florida Panthers and the Dallas Stars playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I would probably not watch that. I can't think of a worse matchup.
I would watch it just because I like hockey, and it'll be gone for months.
That's true, but I don't like either one of those.
But those are tough teams. Those are really tough. I was hoping, believe it or not, I was hoping for the Leafs to pull through.
Once I found Patches was playing for him, I was in.
Yeah.
I love Pacioretty.
But then I thought about it, and I was like, there's no way the Leafs win at Game 7.
No.
And they didn't.
No.
Yeah, they didn't.
No, they did not. Anyway, other current event. Recently, Pete Rose, the Hit King, and Sheila Joe Jackson, among other people.
May they rest in peace.
Yep. They were taken off the banned list for the Hall of Fame. So do you think they should be allowed in?
Absolutely.
See, I have somebody who's listening, probably. Little, you're listening. He's going to think I'm automatically going to say yes because Pete Rose played for the Reds, and that's my team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time deciding if I think he should be in or not.
Oh.
Because he gambled, but now he never fixed games.
A little backstory.
Yep.
Pete Rose was not even suspended. He was banned from baseball for life.
Yes. Because
he gambled on baseball.
Which the other thing is, apparently the Hall of Fame is not even ran by MLB. It's run by the writers.
Correct.
So technically, the ban list, like when Sheila Joe Jackson, for example, when he was banned, there was no rule that he couldn't have been in.
Right.
So, but anyway. So that's I know. But yes, Pete Rose was gambling on baseball, which is a cardinal sin.
Can't do that in any sport.
No. Which we'll get to that in a minute because I have thoughts on that. But he is the hit king. He's the hit leader, even though technically Ichiro beat him, but that's because they included his hits from Japan.
Right.
Which don't count, in my opinion. But he was banned. He wasn't allowed in. And then they lifted it, so now technically he can get in.
Because he passed away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because technically banned for life. He died. So.
Life is over.
Yes. But the thing is, he never fixed games.
Correct.
He never bet on his team to lose.
Correct.
So he didn't throw games. Sheila Joe Jackson threw a game.
Yes.
The World Series.
Yes.
So I would argue, in that sense, Pete Rose should get in over Joe Jackson.
I would say you're absolutely right.
Since Pete Rose never fixed a game.
But I think where it gets a little gray is 2 different eras of baseball.
True.
Where there are outside influences with Shoeless Joe Jackson, a.k.a.
I'm assuming I read
Mafia ties, which I've heard was possible.
I also read that it was in response to them not getting a contract, a pay
I've heard that too.
He was getting paid. He was getting paid by possibly the mob to throw a game so he could get more money.
And now that's been almost 100 years.
Yeah.
So no one knows really exactly what happened because none of us were alive.
Yes.
Or at least old enough to know what was going on.
See, but my other thing is there are other cheaters in the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah.
Like Gaylord Perry.
Yeah.
Apparently wrote a book about cheating.
Yeah.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
So,
and again, Pete Rose technically didn't cheat; he gambled, which is different.
It is, yeah.
But at the same time, if you want to dissuade people from doing it, not putting him in would be the response. Now he deserves to be in, based on his
Absolutely.
stats and everything.
Absolutely.
So it's I'm kind of on the fence. That's I guess where I landed after I thought about it is take him off the ban list, which they did, and then let the voters decide.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Again, his numbers alone, it's kind of like the thing like, what's the word? It's kind of like separating the art from the artist. Like,
yeah.
Him gambling didn't affect his playing ability.
It's just so hard to me to, especially now after he's passed away, he served his sentence.
Yep.
To say the guy who got the most hits ever in Major League Baseball can't be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yeah.
The Hall of Fame is just a museum. It's, outside of a bunch of pictures of people and cool artifacts.
Yeah,
it doesn't serve a purpose other than that.
And he always, very likely will always have the hit mark.
Probably, yeah.
So even if he doesn't get put into a museum, he's still in the record books.
Right.
They won't put an asterisk next to his name because he didn't do it by cheating.
Right.
All of his hits were legit.
And but still, it is a big deal in the sports world to be a Hall of Famer. So I think he has to be in.
Yeah.
He served a sentence in my eyes.
When I think about the whole gambling thing in sports, well, yes, I understand why they don't do it, but they're getting punished harsher than people who are assaulting women.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley, I think it's Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Who got a year suspension for gambling.
Yeah, and then you got people literally abusing women. Like
Deshaun Watson, still playing.
Yeah.
He got 8 games.
The NFL has some priorities mixed up.
They do. And so that's my only thing about. I'm not saying that they should be gambling, because they shouldn't. Especially when their own teams are involved.
Right.
Which they always claim they're not voting on their team, which is fine. But I don't think they should. I mean, they shouldn't be doing it at all. But
if you're an active player,
yeah,
no gambling.
You shouldn't.
At all.
Even I think in the NFL, you're not even allowed to gamble on other sports.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not allowed to gamble.
It's zero gambling, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a privilege to play at that level.
And also, at the same time, you're making lots of money. What are you gambling for?
A lot of money.
What are you gambling for?
You don't need to gamble.
No, you don't. But I don't know. I just don't like the fact that Calvin Ridley got a year. Deshaun Watson got 8 games.
I agree. That's
Especially
not right.
I would argue that's
not right.
What Calvin Ridley did was a lot. His was an accidental bet too. I think.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was a serious. He wasn't doing it.
Well, and there's a couple people who have got popped for sharing an account with a friend.
I think that's what Calvin Ridley did.
I think that's what it was too.
He was sharing it, and his buddy bet in Georgia or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Which you could argue you probably shouldn't have an account anyway.
Yes.
But
because they don't. I don't think they can even gamble in the off season.
No, they're not allowed to at all.
Which that part's a little. But I understand the idea behind it. It's if they're doing the off season, who's to say they're not doing it during the regular season?
Right. Right.
No, I understand it, but it's kind of a little let them have some fun. What are they doing?
Especially in the off season.
Yeah.
Who's it hurting?
Yeah. I mean, well.
And if it's not a sport they play,
the gambling is I understand the idea behind betting in sports. It's the integrity. Because if they're betting on their own team and stuff, then how do you know they're performing at their best?
Right.
They're not fixing games, which is wrong. But the NFL might be fixing games anyway.
Man, the script, the so-called script, it seems kind of legit.
How come we always see leaks about movies? Why do we never see a leaked script of the NFL?
Because they're really good at hiding it.
I think they, when we were all hey, they have a script, I think they're okay, guess what, Chiefs, you're going to get blown out by the Eagles.
I wish we could have known. Actually, no, I'm glad we didn't.
Oh, yeah.
That was so nice watching the Chiefs get destroyed.
Nothing against the Eagles. That team was stacked, but still.
Yeah, man. I love when the Chiefs lose.
Apparently, right now, the Eagles are, what's the word? They are lobbying with teams to not ban the tush push.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're lobbying. I don't know what they're offering.
How do you feel about that play? The tush push, for those who don't know, it's a very specific play that really every team runs it.
Yes,
but the Eagles run it so much better than every team, and the quarterback gets right behind the center. They snap the ball, and everyone goes forwards. The 2 people behind the quarterback push him forward, and typically it either gets a first down or a touchdown.
I usually see them do it with a touchdown. I've seen them do it a couple times with the. You know who would be good at the tush push? Anthony Richardson.
He probably would.
That dude's
He's so tall, so
yeah.
strong.
Yeah, but they ban it. But
I
the Packers are banning it. They're
You know what?
They're the ones who've written the.
If you want it banned, stop it. Just
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to stop it.
Aren't the Packers? No, it was the Packers, the Commanders. Who that guy jumped over the line like 3 times.
It was the Commanders. Yeah.
And the refs were like, "Hey,
If you do it again,
we're just gonna give them the points," which did not help their whole script thing.
No, it did not. No, it did not.
I like how they always say stuff like it's not scripted, and then like the next week or something comes out that's like, okay, it might be scripted.
It might be a little.
It's
scripted.
like every time they say that, it's like,
I'm excited for the NFL this year, man. I'm excited for the Colts. They got a good team.
yeah, I'm curious to who's going to win that competition.
I think we know who's going to win.
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
See, the problem is, with Daniel Jones, he might actually be a decent quarterback. I think he was not.
He has the same issues that Anthony Richardson has, and that he's not always accurate.
Yeah, man, that's true. If they're both going to have the same accuracy issue, I'd rather have AR in there because he's
Let him
bigger.
learn.
And
He's
more,
also 22.
He's also more athletic.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, people gave Anthony Richardson some crap, but some of those game-winning drives he was doing, they were fun to watch.
They were great to watch, and the last half of his season was really good.
I honestly think that benching was the best thing to happen to him.
I do too.
I think it convinced him, hey, this is not your job.
I
mean, I think he came in because he started as a rookie, which Chris Ballard now says was probably a mistake.
Yeah,
I think both him and Steichen both said that. But he said he probably should have sat behind a veteran and learned.
absolutely.
Apparently, part of the idea was to have him learn behind Matt Ryan, but anyway.
Saw how that went.
Yep. But I think him having the job when he first came out, he's just like, oh, this is my job forever. And so I think benching
it is not, sir.
I think benching it was showing, hey, if you don't start taking this more seriously,
Yeah.
we'll get somebody else.
I have something that's semi-sports related for you,
Okay.
since we're on the topic.
Okay.
It's a great time to be in Indiana.
Yep.
We got the Fever playing really well.
I mean, they played one game, but
I know, but last year they played well.
That's true.
And
That's true.
It's a better team on paper.
Man, Caitlin Clark can.
Caitlin Clark can hoop, man.
She's just throwing balls up there and they're going in.
She's incredible. We got the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping that they win that.
I do too.
And I think it could go 7.
I do too. You got the Colts doing really well,
Well,
not doing really well, but they got an exciting team.
They did well in the, what's the word? Free agency and the draft and all that stuff.
Yep.
Probably Chris Ballard the best since he's been here.
I would agree. So my question to you is, and this is why it's semi-sports related, because the answer may not be a sporting event, but what's the best atmosphere that you've ever been a part of, been around, just been immersed in?
Okay. I'm going to take you there.
Okay.
The date, December 10th, 2011.
Okay. It's a little cold outside, but
It is a little bit. Well, I mean, we were inside, but
nip in the air.
we went to a hallowed ground that is Assembly Hall,
Mm,
Bloomington, Indiana.
I know where this is going.
No, yeah, you do. I get there. I have a ticket up in the balcony.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. This couple next to me, they lean over and say, hey, you here by yourself? I said, yep. He goes, hey, do you want to trade my ticket with my buddy over there? So he's by himself so we can sit together? No, sure, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I go on the other side. I'm still on the balcony, but I go to the other side. Anyway, this game, number 1 team in the country rolls in. This is like the first time that the coach, Tom Crean, actually has built his own team.
Mm-hmm.
Your starting lineup of Jordan Hulse, Christian Wofford, Cody Zeller, Victor Oladipo, Verdell Jones III.
Yep.
Kentucky rolls in. They pretty much dominate the entire game. The score is closer than the game actually was.
Yep.
And then, like the last 20 seconds or so, it starts going a little downhill.
Yep.
For the Hoosiers. Oladipo dribbles it off his foot. They foul Kentucky player. He misses one of his 2 free throws.
Yep.
So they go up 72-70. Wofford inbounds it to Verdell.
Yep.
Verdell passes it back to him. They go over the half court. Wofford takes the shot. Nothing but net. They go to
God.
the ball was in the air so long, and that place was so quiet.
I'm sure.
Oh, it was. And then when everybody was jumping and excited, I was afraid the balcony was going to collapse.
Oh, absolutely.
But where I traded, the reason why I told that part, where I traded my ticket, I was literally at the same, like at the angle that Wofford hit the shot.
Oh, that's incredible.
So it was so cool. Like I thought about jumping off the balcony just to join the floor.
That's one I wish I was
Oh,
there.
it was so good.
Oh my gosh.
Like
I
would
remember
I would like to go to other IU games, but if I never do, I'm fine.
that's the one to go
Yep.
to.
That was it.
I remember watching that game on TV, and I thought IU looked pretty good the
Yeah.
whole game.
It did.
And it did. It went downhill there at the very end. And I remember my dad was like, here they go again. They're going to blow it.
My dad turned it off because once Oladipo turned it over, he turned it off. He thought he didn't watch the end of it.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure my dad wanted to too. But we watched the end, And I think, oh, God, maybe they can hit a buzzer beater.
Yep.
And
he
I'll
did.
be, by golly, they did. That was incredible.
The best way to watch, if anybody wants to go watch it, the best way to watch it is with Don Fisher calling it.
Yep.
You watch the video from ESPN, but you watch him to call the game.
Yep. A lot of people call it the Watt shot.
They do.
So just Google the Watt shot, Don Fisher.
Oh, yeah. It's him
It'll
doing it.
come up.
So good.
Incredible.
I called my dad at the end. I'm like, well, I go, that shot's going to be number 1 on ESPN, the top 10. He goes, which one? I go, the one Wofford hit. He goes, that was a pretty good shot. Apparently talking about another shot that Wofford hit.
Oh, he had no idea.
No. And so, like, I'm literally walking back, so all these people are screaming. I go, you would have thought we won the national championship. He goes, what was the final score? I go, 73-72 IU. He goes, are you kidding me? And I go, yeah. So he learned never to turn the game off.
Never turn the game off. I learned never turn the game off way before then. The Colts and the Buccaneers were playing a Monday night game.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Long time ago.
Yep. That was like when John Gruden was Buccaneers coach.
Peyton Manning brought him back, and that was incredible.
Yeah, they came. They were down like 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, they were down a lot.
With like 4 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, came all the way back.
Yep.
So my answer, that's a pretty cool one. That's a really good one.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, I already have that one. Yeah, not even close.
A couple things come to mind. 2 years ago, the Colts it was essentially a playoff game. It was a Monday night game, last game of the season against the Houston Texans. And it was on ESPN. And that building was electric.
Oh, the one like 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
With Minshew?
The one they lost, yeah.
With Minshew?
Yeah, Minshew Magic. There was no Minshew Magic that night. But that was a great atmosphere. But I think the best atmosphere I've ever been in, if you remember back when LeBron James played for the Heat, and the Pacers made a couple of Eastern Conference Final runs, I went to basically an entire series of home games for the Pacers. And that, let me tell you, playoff game against the best player in the world, that's a fun atmosphere.
No, I'm sure it was.
That building gets so loud. So that's probably my answer. It's not as good as the Watt shot, unfortunately, but
I mean,
not much is.
My only thing about that IU team he had is that team should have done a lot better than they did.
Tom Crean was an underachiever.
He was really good at recruiting.
Yeah.
He developed Oladipo and Yogi Ferrell really well.
Yeah.
But he didn't really do a whole lot of others.
He didn't, I'm afraid.
But if he had gotten Gary Harris,
that team would have been unstoppable.
They would have won that national championship.
Absolutely.
I don't think it would have been close.
Man.
Because Gary Harris he could ball, man.
He could ball.
Every time I watched Michigan State, I got mad. I'm like, he could have been at IU.
Those sports. I love sports.
Same.
I'm sorry to the people who
don't,
but man.
Although I've been told that when we talk about things we're knowledgeable about, it's more entertaining.
That's true. So maybe it wasn't. It was a sports conversation, but we got deep.
We did.
Got deep.
So, yeah, like I've literally been to other sporting events, and I just don't think anything will top the washout.
I don't think anything's ever going to live up to that.
Like I literally don't even think if I went to like a Game 7 of the Knights winning the Stanley Cup, I don't think it'd be the same.
No, probably not.
Like not at all.
Especially since you were a student at the time.
That's true.
And that's just
I saw him beat Illinois when Illinois was ranked. It was his first ranked win.
Yeah.
And it was not as exciting as that game.
Of course not.
I think it's because it was Kentucky, who was number one.
Number one, and
in Kentucky. And I just think that did it. And then they beat them so bad that Kentucky no longer played them.
Yeah, they didn't come back to Bloomington. Have they ever been back to Bloomington?
Nope. I don't think they've played each other since then. They might have.
They played each other, but it had to be neutral site.
Well, they had a deal. Like they tried to do it, and Tom Crean said, "Okay, we'll do neutral site. We'll play like Gamebridge, and we'll play at the Yum Center or whatever down there." And Calipari said no. And then that's when Louisville's like, Patino's like, "We'll do it." So then they started playing Louisville instead of Kentucky, like for a couple years. But they are going back to playing Kentucky again.
Yeah, I saw that.
But people were always like, "Well, Calipari made that deal because he doesn't expect to be there when that happens."
And he's not.
No,
so.
He's not. So they're going to play Kentucky. I think maybe this year.
I think it might be too.
Could be next year though. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm hoping this new coach is pretty good. I just want it to be. I want him to be good at football and basketball at the same time.
I know.
I don't like how they're like trade there. Like you can only be good at one. You can't.
Which
have both.
It's fun to be good at football.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh yeah, it is.
But it would be nice to be good at both.
Yeah. Because then, otherwise, the basketball season's way longer. So if they're bad, you have to sit through a long season.
It's a tough season. I don't know that it's longer so much as there's just more games.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's what I mean. There's more times to be disappointed.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas in,
You get let down a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, when I was at IU, football was awful. Like
IU football's been awful for a long time.
I only went to football games because you got better seats at basketball games. That's the only reason I went to football.
Oh, really?
Games. Yeah, they were that bad.
That's a good reason. I'd go too. I went to an IU football game with you.
I saw them almost beat Michigan one time though. That's pretty cool.
There you go.
They didn't do it.
I've seen IU football win several times, and it's because for whatever reason, they play Western Michigan a lot.
Yeah. That's our non-con. We gotta pad that. We gotta pad the stats a little bit.
Hey, you got to play the cupcake teams.
I mean, ask Alabama. They're the king of cupcakes.
Easy. They play in the SEC though, so it's a gauntlet.
That's true, but
they do play some East.
they played the Citadel.
Hey, that's a fine institution.
And they almost got beat by the Citadel.
It's a fine institution, okay?
I just remember we were making fun of them playing them. They were like, they barely beat them.
I know, right?
I think they beat them. It might have been like, they might have beat them by like 20, but it was like, that was like the end of the game. The rest of the game, it was like really close.
I won't have you disparage the Citadel, okay?
No, I won't. I'll disparage Alabama all I want.
All right.
Well, also, we were told that, I'm just going to do this from now on, but I was told that we were trashing Coors Light too much, so I'm going to keep doing it.
It's bad.
Coors Light, yeah.
It's bad.
Somebody's like, you need to stop with the bad mouth on Coors Light. I'm like, well, make better beer.
Who was it? Call him out.
It was Little.
Hey, Little, it's bad.
Yeah.
Pick a better beer.
There's lots of other better beers.
Almost all of the beers are better.
It's true. I'm not a big beer person, but I would drink mostly anything else but Coors Light.
So disappointed in him.
Even when the mountains are blue, it's still bad.
Well, if the mountains aren't blue, it can't be good.
Well, that's true. It's warm.
There's nothing worse than warm beer.
I think about that Wild Hogs.
If we drink our piss, we drink it cold.
Yeah. Which is also a Disney movie. Underrated?
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't realize that was a Disney movie. That's a pretty good movie, actually.
It's honestly probably appropriately rated, but it is pretty
Probably.
funny. It's pretty
It is
funny,
pretty funny. It's not like a good movie.
No.
But
No, it's not, but I can acknowledge it's a bad movie when I see one.
absolutely.
I mean, our first episode, we talked about a bad movie, The Velocipaster.
That's a good movie.
Well, okay, but it's not well made.
All right, since we're doing this, what do you think? What do you think Wild Hogs is on IMDb?
Oh, you're not going to Rotten Tomatoes?
Okay, I'll go to Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
then.
you do IMDb. I'll do Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, because IMDb does like fans, right?
They do, and then they also. I like that IMDb gives you like a percentage point
No.
out of 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so does Rotten Tomatoes does a percentage out of 100.
Yeah. All right, so Wild Hogs, starring Tim Allen.
But it's fan right. It's fan driven.
It's fan driven.
Okay.
At least I think it is. Yeah, it is absolutely.
I'm gonna say 5.7.
That was a really good guess. It's 5.9.
Ooh. I almost said 6.
Which feels about right.
Okay, so Rotten Tomatoes does both. You have critics and fans.
I bet the critics did not rate it well. It was probably like a 12%.
Ooh, that's a good guess. It's 14.
Yeah, okay.
What about the fans?
Probably a little bit better. I'm going to say 71.
Ooh, no, 61.
10 off.
Which is also why I almost said 60 or 6.0 because there's a 61, so I'm assuming they're probably about the same people doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got 14% Rotten Tomatoes. That's not good.
I was almost dead on with that one.
It says Wild Hogs is a dreadful combination of fish out of water jokes, slapstick, and lazy stereotypes.
You know what? They're not too far off.
I mean, it's a fair assessment. See, my only problem is like some critics are like, you're just hating it just to hate it. But sometimes you just watch a movie. It could be bad and you'd be like, hey, I get acknowledge it's not a good movie. Like the Transporter movies with Jason Statham. Those are not good movies, but they're fun to watch.
There's a lot of movies out there that are not good movies, but I like. Also,
most of them starring Jason Statham.
That is true. That is true. Also, I'll have you know, Wild Hogs was the 2007 winner.
Of the Razzie?
No.
Oh.
Of the BMI Film Music Award.
What's that? I don't even know what that is.
I don't either. But
the one thing I know about Wild Hogs is it was the first time that Lost Highway by Bon Jovi, the song, came out. It was at the end credits of that movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when I saw it, I'm like, I think that's Bon Jovi. This was back when I was like, I mean, I'm still a big Bon Jovi fan, but it's like when I first started really liking Bon Jovi.
We saw, not John Bon Jovi,
No.
but we saw John Bovi.
Yes, we did.
And
a touchdown town.
that's right. And we were like, is this like a We were kind of joking. We're like,
Yeah.
it's like a Bon Jovi cover band.
But no, they were playing
Sure
all Bon
was.
Jovi songs.
Yeah, sure was.
And they were. Well, listen, like he kind of sounds like him a little bit.
He did sound like him a little bit.
And then they were playing Bon Jovi songs. I'm like,
Well, there you have it. Had some pretty good jambalaya that day.
they did. Because
been.
Brothers was closed, although it wasn't. Or it was full.
It was full.
But apparently
Yeah.
the bottom was not.
It was. I'm telling you, it was closed when we were in there.
I'm pretty sure it was too. Because I'm pretty sure we turned around to the stairs and there was a rope blocking
Yeah,
the stairs.
yeah, and a sign.
Yeah. But
Oh well. All right. Do you have anything else for us?
not today, I don't think.
All right. Follow us everywhere.
Yep.
Fight43RD Pod.
Mhm.
Email us. Let us know what you want to be called.
Yeah.
Fightingfor3rdpod@gmail.com.
Even send us topics to talk about.
Please.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. We'll
Also-
do a audience-driven episode.
Oh yeah. Let them talk about, give us all topics.
Absolutely.
And also now we're on YouTube.
We are on YouTube.
Fighting for a Third is our channel. Right now our videos are just episodes, but
But hey, eventually there will be video.
does our website count those as listens?
I don't think so.
Okay, don't go there then. Because we need the listens.
Well, go to both. Listen
I mean-
to it twice.
Yeah, that's true. 'Cause, I mean, we're not monetizing YouTube yet. But
We're not.
Eventually we will also.
Once we have actual video on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been fun. Thank you to maybe the brain cells, if that's what you want to be called. Let us know. And we will see you next week.
Yeah, see ya.
Goodbye.